Alright. Okay, let's do this. Alright. Feed the gamers. Alright. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Good. Alright, you gamers. Okay, I got some system requirements for Rainbow Six Siege. Oh yeah. Got some system requirement. Says here Ubisoft unveils Siege X year 10 roadmap, new PC and console requirements, and more detail. Yeah. Says here Ubisoft has already announced earlier this year that it's bringing a complete overhaul to Rainbow Six in 2025. You know, the last time I played a Rainbow Six Siege, I think it was on the Nintendo 64. It's been a while. Anyway, making the title partially free to play, introducing a new objective standard game mode, upgrading graphics, and more, while fully release of Rainbow Six Siege X is only a few weeks away. Ubisoft has now announced what its plan for the tactical shooter for the rest of the year. It says here alongside whoops, if I can get this here. Mouse acting up here. It says alongside the launch of Siege X in June, Ubisoft is delivering Operation Daybreak as the second season of Year 10. This will carry a rework of the Operator Flash with it. Players will be able to deploy their shields onto the ground and activate the taser effects remotely, offering new angles of attacks. Checking out the gameplay trailer above to see the changes in action. Ubisoft is also implementing some new anti-cheats and anti-toxicity measures with the season, saying it will be pushing fresh game executables to players to make sure cheater makers cannot adapt in time. The new reputation system has also made a difference, lowering the number of abusive language and text players hurled at each other during games significantly. Man, watch your mouth, people. Says here coming up in season 3 in a new defensive operator from Switzerland and 3 maps update, followed by more remaster, fresh weapons, and even more maps updates, as well as even season 4. Says here with the fresh update to graphics, Siege X is getting update system requirement on PC. Alright, I'll read the system requirements in a minute. Says here, what do we got? Says here Siege X is releasing on June 10th for PC, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, as a free update to the base game. Game Pass and Ubisoft Plus premium subscription holders are receiving the upgrade on day 1 too. However, earlier than that, Siege X is hitting testing servers for PC players starting May 20th at 6 a.m. PT. I'll leave the date. And it says the test will be available via Ubisoft Connect library as a fresh title for download. The Siege X test servers will close on June 9th. Alright, now for the system requirements. Yeah, you want to play with the big boys? Yeah, you PC gamers know the rules. You got to stay ahead of the game, you know. You just got to. Anyway, what do we got? Okay, let's see here. Minimum 1080p, frame 60 FPS, AMD Ryzen 3 3100, Intel i3 8100, GPU NVIDIA GTX 1650, 4 gigs of video RAM, AMD RX 5500 XT, 4 gigs of video RAM, Intel Arc A380, 6 gigs of video RAM. RAM is 8 gigs. OS Windows 10 and 11. DirectX 12. Storage 65 gigs of SSD. Now, for high, 1080p, 1440, 2160p, 120 frames per second. Core Siege, 60 FPS, dual fonts. Says AMD Ryzen 5 3600, Intel i5 10400, AMD Ryzen 7 3700X, Intel i5 11600K, GPU, NVIDIA RTX 2060 6 gigs, RTX 3070 8 gigs, RTX 3080 10 gigs, AMD RX 6600 8 gigs, that's video RAM that is, RX 6700 XT 8 gigs, RX 6800 16 gigs. Yeah, video RAM. That's the RAM that comes with the video card. Built in, that is. And then RAM on the motherboard now is 16 gigs. Now OS is Windows 11 DirectX 12. On the minimum is Windows 10 and 11 DirectX 12 with 65 gigs of storage. But on high, it's Windows 11 DirectX 12 and then 65 gigs of SSD. Alright, now for Ultra 2160p, 120 FPS, AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, Intel i5 11600K. Alright, GPU NVIDIA RTX 4070 Ti, Super 16 gigs of video RAM, AMD RX 7900 XT 20 gigs of video RAM, and then RAM on the motherboard is 16 gigs. Windows 11 DirectX 12, and then you need 110 gigs of SSD storage. Video games, folks. Yeah. Now for consoles, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? PS5. I see. For PS5, you got mode performance quality 2160p, 120 FPS, core seat, 60 FPS, dual fonts, and then 60 FPS. And the PS5 Pro's quality, performance and quality 2160p, but then you have 120 FPS, core seat, 60 FPS, dual fonts, 60 FPS. Then Xbox Series X and S, performance quality 1080p 1728 pixels. That's 1728 pixels. 120 FPS, core seat, 60 FPS, dual fonts, 60 FPS, and that's for the because you have mode, resolution, target performance. And then for the Xbox, that was for the Series S. Now for the Series X, performance quality, quality, 2160p, 120 FPS, core siege, 60 FPS, dual fonts, and then 60 FPS. So for the Series S. So that should do it as far as like system requirements goes and the release date. So yeah, this game is coming out on the PS4, Xbox One, and it's on the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 physical and digital edition. So yeah, that should do it. And this is coming out June 9th. Actually, wait a minute. This is coming out, oh no, what's the release date on this? Let's see, where's the release date? It says June 9th. If I'm not mistaken here, it says here, no, June 10th. It's coming out June 10th. But, starting May 20th, PC players can to play the beta on PCs on May 20th at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So yeah, that should do it. And then the Siege server test will close on June 9th. So PC gamers got at least a good, what, about 20 days to play. So yeah. Anyway, so when it comes to these consoles, man, yep. And especially when it comes to PCs, got to keep your PCs up to date. And based on the RAM that they have on here, where they say you only need like you need 8 gigs of video, 8 gigs of RAM. Remember, you want to go higher than that. So you probably want to like double it or triple it. Like if it's 8 gigs or 16 gigs, double that, man. Double it. Or even go what 16 times what? That's what 8 times 4 is 32. You know, so you want to go up like a little higher when it comes to the RAM on the main board. The video RAM is going to be the video RAM, but on the main board, you need more RAM. You need more than 8 gigs, or even more than 16. So yeah, always remember that. So I'm gonna take it from there. But other than that, man, you guys are good though with your Rainbow Six news, deals, games, update, the usual. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars such thing. Board section. I'm gone. Peace.